for people with parents or older family members here?
Yes,
you arrange
yes,
to...
It's a service that we are very actually proud of as well, because it's a need.
It's a definite need
that people have asked for, and they're generally very pressed with it, because there's nowhere to go and who to find. And we have successfully actually dealt with the cases here now. We have provided health services to people's parents who are sitting abroad. They needed attention, they needed checkups done, they needed tests done from lab, they needed some kind of a small procedure done, let's say in the hospitals. So somebody from our company will go escort them, do all of these errands, go with them, get the appointment done, get the test done, get the procedure done, report to the client on a regular basis that this is what has happened, and we report everything. And good thing is that we are very clear in our dealings as well. Everything is billed, everything is given to them in black and white, and so it's a trust level that we feel that's very, very important. So we're absolutely transparent.
So it was a definite need that is being served.
Definitely. Yes. And I would mention two things here. As Shehzad mentioned, that what gets the Tohfe team, us partners and our employees excited every day about Tohfe is when customers, when we are talking to them, we could see and we could feel that they are excited about it because one of their actual need is getting serviced. I'll give you a unique example. A couple of months ago, a customer called us from UK, and he wanted us to visit a graveyard in Lahore because he couldn't visit for 10 years and offer prayers and Fatiha at his father's grave, and maybe send him a picture of that or something, of the grave itself. So, that's a need. I mean, it's priceless. I mean,
very
we cannot
personal
put
thing
it.
to
It's
ask
very
somebody
personal.
else to
It's
do,
very
yeah.
personal. So we make personal connections with our clients, and what has happened is, and I think it will be beneficial for the viewers, that Mamu in Pakistan service we have organized into segments. As Shehzad mentioned, Timardar is one segment of it.
Okay.
And as a visionary, we see each one of these segments becoming a business of its own in some point in time. Timardar is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Right? And then Shadi Wadi, the other website that I
one.
was mentioning to you before the interview, also came in as a service. When we started Mamu in Pakistan, somebody said, I want weddings. And we said, wedding is an industry in itself.
Right.
So we have actually created a website of its own called shadiwadi.com, which is part of Mamu
And what does
Pakistan.
that do? That organizes weddings
Organizes
for people?
weddings,
Does it also connect
parties.
people so that
They
get to know each other and get married?
Yes, we are working
Okay.
on that.
Okay.
It's a natural fit,
Yeah,
People
yeah,
say,
I would have
okay,
thought so.
Shadi will come later, I want a girl or a boy. And so that's happening.
But I hope you have a disclaimer that says, I'm not responsible if she turns out to be really weird afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our responsibility, and in fact, this is also very interesting, Again, if you're doing in a service business, you have to come out and spell out. And that's a learning process for us too, Initially people have started saying, well, you didn't deliver my flowers, now my engagement is in trouble. So we had to come out and say, our responsibility is that the $35 you are paying us, if the flowers were red and you wanted yellow, or you ordered yellow, now your fiancé or fiancée wants red, we can't help you there.
Okay.
Funny stories.
So that's going well. And then there was another initiative that you mentioned called Doodh Patti. What is that?
Okay, yeah, that's it's already launched. It's in beta version. We are getting traffic on that.
Right.
With the multitude of services that we started offering, especially since last year with the addition of Mamu in Pakistan and Shadi Wadi, I guess what's happening is we are increasing revenue as well to our business model, and we are increasing presence. Social infotainment is something that's coming in a big way. Facebook, everybody. I always say that Facebook has done what we have always said. We like to say, hey, me and you are on the same page. Well, Facebook is actually
on the same page.
On the same page.
Right.
You can't even escape.
Right.
So we realized that for Pakistanis and the Pakistani dialogue, what's going on is from India you will see portals. In US, there's Yahoo, there's Orchid, and there's also social infotainment portals where people visit. China is huge on this. There's Sina, there's Sohu.
Yeah.
Big portals for news, information, jobs. For Pakistan, no such portal existed where people can actually go, spend some time, get their news, get their information. There is Dawn and Jung, but they are very, either focused on news or they don't provide other things. There are some very good portals that are popular for blogs.
Right.
We can mention some names that have appeared in your programs as well.
Right.
So we said, okay, let's conglomerate them into one thing that provides the user and some exciting opportunity to also come and interact, look at some things, get some information. And our vision is that we can use this portal to e-commerce. We are basically an enabler company. We are doing e-commerce. We're providing IT-based services and products. We are thinking if we can get people in one portal, it is also a very good fit with our overall model.
Right.
So every idea that we are bringing in, we go back and we check it against our vision and mission. We don't want to stray from that because one can do only
Otherwise
as
you can
much.
lose your way.
Exactly. So it's a very interesting portal. It's getting a lot of, Doodhpati blogs are getting popular.
Okay.
We have some writers in our team and also some other people have joined us.
Okay. I must go check it out.
Please do.
Please do.
Please do. And write something for us if you can.
Well, yes, definitely.
Sure.
No. I've written about Mamu in Pakistan and about Tohfe, and anything that excites me, that's new, that's doing something,
Sure.
serving a particular problem. I think that's something all of us want to highlight.
True.
Now, you also said that Tohfe, Mamu in Pakistan, all these services were launched for Pakistanis living outside Pakistan. But you did say that now you're thinking of bringing some of them back home because there is a need here as well.
Definitely.
So Tohfe, to begin with, is going to have a Pakistan version where you're going to serve the Pakistani market as well?
Yes, and I think Mamu in Pakistan, I'll be upfront with it, may be a portal specific to, because Pakistanis who are here can help themselves.
Yeah.
In fact, we and other Pakistanis here are helping Pakistanis who are abroad.
Right.
But definitely Shadi Wadi, and in the overall structure, Tohfe.com is something that we are actually already, it's part of our this year's plan that we want to come out and launch it in Pakistan. One thing that makes Tohfe unique from other such services, there are other services, we have competition. Competition is good, it's healthy.
Yeah.
It keeps you on the edge to move forward.
Yeah.
There are other services that provide gifts into Pakistan, and there are other services that do sentiments within Pakistan.
Right.
What is unique about Tohfe, and it's always been in the last 3 years, is our product range and our innovation.
Right.
If you go to Tohfe website, you will see things that we have on the website and we have delivered. You will be surprised. I think in the last 3 years, maybe a dozen motorcycles have been delivered as gifts.
Oh.
More than that. Yeah.
More than that,
Yeah.
probably.
I
In
never
Sakkar,
realized. I
in-
always associated it with
with
books
flowers
and flowers.
Tohfe is actually, we are the initiators. Nobody else has done it. We are doing it.
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles,
My God.
fridge,
We have done air
television.
conditioners, so many air conditioners, dozens of air conditioners so far now.
In
I
our-
wish you had existed in the 60s when my father wanted to send sewing machines to all his
Yes.
siblings.
Yeah. Most popular service next 3 months is going to be generators in Pakistan.
Yes, I would. Wow, okay. No, so I haven't visited the site in a while. I guess I should go back. And
So from
have a
that
look.
angle, we are saying we launch it in Pakistan, and people in Lahore want to send gifts to Faisalabad or Gujranwala or Karachi. So a similar versions, similar product line with a different, of course, pricing and considering the local needs.
Right.
Will inshallah soon be launching within next quarter or so for the
That's
Pakistani
exciting.
people.
But is the payment mechanism going to be a problem or the lack of it?
Shehzad Saab is working on that.
That's where I have come, and I've been working on it. And of course, the lack of availability in terms of online payment gateway, and that has sort of kept us from launching earlier as well. But I think now there are some viable options available in terms of online banking as well as relatively new the mobile payment systems, and I think we will eventually put it on and then see how it pans out. But since we are on the ground in major cities, we will devise a collection system as well. Okay. So that would also help us in terms of executing our model here.
So I think what's helping us, or why we are obligated in our own opinion to do this, is the benefit that we have as a team. Half of us are based outside Pakistan, so they are using the cutting edge technologies. And then, of course, with Shehzad and now myself and Safiya, we have been based in US last 10 years, but we have moved back. Few reasons. One of them is, of course, we see a lot of potential in Pakistani market, especially with relation to IT.
Right.
What has happened is, I think we were talking about it the other day, that IT has been seen in Pakistan as only something that we can service the export market. I'm saying
No.
this is the market.
Yeah.
Let's do it here.
This is the growth market
This is the
now.
growth market. So let's do IT and IT enabling here. So, I think that knowledge base and that transition of knowledge and concepts, something will come up. People here are offering us models that would go a longer way, but we are thinking there is somewhere in the middle something that will come up. Maybe through your program, somebody will approach us with an idea that can,
That's
allow
great.
us to do this.
We will announce your email addresses so that people
Sure.
will
No, we are looking for
contact
somebody
you.
who can give us that payments, like PayPal exists in the market outside. Works everywhere.
We're trying to convince PayPal to come here.
That would be good for us,
So
actually.
that's an appeal again. If PayPal, you're listening, please come to Pakistan. Okay, now, how did you guys meet? I mean, there's 6 of you. How did you meet? First of all, the 2 of you met at Greenwich, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we met. I'm an engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer from NAD.
Right.
Shehzad is a
Yeah, he's a textile engineer. Until recently, you were teaching at the Textile Institute of Pakistan,
As well, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I was involved in textile trade as well for a long time. Yeah.
So he graduated from actually Pennsylvania, his bachelor's. So he was back from US. I was still here. We're talking about 1994, I guess, 95.
91.
You guys are old.
We were 7-year-old then.
Okay. So and then you met at Greenwich.
We met at Greenwich. You know, we were both
doing your masters there.
I had started my masters, so did Shehzad, and we, I would say coincidentally or fortunately, we also joined SGS, which was, you know, in Pakistan promoting inspection, testing, and control services. So we had the same mind. We were both in quality field. You know, we were ISO auditors. We did a course together.
Okay.
So, you know, the minds met and we were in the same page. Again, you know, we were kind of there. And so we kept the contact going.
Okay.
I moved to US after that, along with Safia. And we were both doing our masters in US. I did my MBA in operations and finance, and Safia is MIS in marketing.
Right.
But we kept the contact going. As I told you, then Shehzad visited us there, and we said, we got to do something. There's a need.
Right.
And we wanted to. We had ideas ever since Greenwich days.
Okay,
And we
now
kind of
for the
put it
benefit
together.
of young people who are together in university or have known each other, getting into partnerships, forming a business, did you also do the legal stuff, you know, contracts, things like that? Because sometimes partnerships don't work out. Mm-hmm. So did you build in those safeguards right at the outset? I'm sure you have those agreements with vendors and buyers and people like that. But amongst yourselves, have you formed some sort of
Yes.
contract?
I think it's a very, very intelligent question, an important question that you asked, that we have partnerships, and even us among partners, and even when partnerships get modified, like I mentioned about one of our partners, you know, not being active, we made sure that that person and us all are in agreement that going forward the partnership structure would be this way. And I think it's very important. Even before we start using a model, let's put it in writing. I absolutely agree. By all means, it's very important.
It keeps it all out there,
Definitely.
transparent,
Definitely.
in the open. There's no frustration.
A lot of questions actually, you know, which while you were doing the writing business of it,
Right.
it's very important because, you know, there are certain, when you're writing an agreement or a legal document, or doesn't have to be by a lawyer, but, you know, there are certain fundamentals in an agreement that you can just go through,
Right.
point by point, and then you can discuss it amongst ourselves. Oh, okay. Oh, there would be, what if there is a dispute? Oh,
Exactly,
do we
all the
have
what
a
ifs.
dispute?
Exactly.
How will we
You
resolve
could.
this?
I mean,
Yeah.
nobody can tell what's going to happen in the future.
Even define the roles, you know,
Yeah.
in our discussions, even in our quarterly meetings that we do on web calls, you know, across continents, we come back and we revisit the roles. Is Shehzad is still the right person to do resources? Is he still excited about it? You know, sometimes, and we have done this, you know, that one
because
of our...
sometimes your mind may change, you might get interested in other things.
Especially in the early years, you know, when it was more of a part-time business, some people, you know, like Muniza, you know, she was going through some exam, her board exam, and she said, I want a sabbatical for 6 months. Okay. So it was a partner's agreement that Muniza, for 6 months, you will not be actively involved, but after 6 months, we want you to be actively involved. So after 6 months, we asked her, and she came back.
Right.
So that's and it kept us going for all these years.
Yeah,
no issues.
It's very clear then to everybody what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, one of the questions I had was that when you first started Tofe Incorporated, how did you market it? How did you let people know that it existed? Because, you know, build it and they will come. We were talking to other entrepreneurs. Doesn't really happen that easily. So what was the strategy that you followed?
And I'll let Shehzad speak. I know he is much more passionate about this topic than I am.
Right.
But my standpoint is what you just said. Nothing works, build it, and they will come. You can do it if you just have and I don't